Oh, I just meant to hit start recording. I had an accident, sorry. I was wiping off some stuff that was wet. Don't mind me. I had a little bit of an accident because I choked while I was taking a drink, and I spit it on my computer screen. Which I guess is okay since, I have rubber duckies. But it's alright. Just to make sure it's not sticky. Ah, whoopsie, sorry. Okay, should be okay. Hi, how you doing? I'm back. Sorry, Zero. I scared my cat. Okay. This is muted. I don't know if Tisha's coming on or not, but get your ass on here, boy. I know you're at the Navy or whatever. I mean, you said it was like an Indian Navy. Oh, my cat like scratched me up and pimp smacked me up. But anyway, what happened? Oh no, don't do that. Is that what it is? Oh God. I've never seen that in my life. Wow. Nah, that song stuck in my head. Oh, this is so cool. I'ma fly around the room. I'm flying high, defying gravity. And hello, it's me. Sorry. Okay. I don't know. I thought I accidentally hit a button and I didn't know what studio mode was. My bad. So studio mode. Yes, that's what I. Okay. Wait, what happened? No. Huh? Oh, God. Hold on. I'm stupid. I don't know what I did. What? If I go. Huh? Ow. Why'd you do that? Guys, cover myself. Is that a separately acting? Huh? I am so sorry, but what is happening? I've never. I'm just gonna assume it's okay. Okay. I don't know what is happening. I'm so sorry. I've never seen it do that before in my life. Okay. Anyway. I'm not gonna wait. You know what? You can catch up if you come on here, buddy. It looks like it's fine. So we're good. I finally fixed my bitrate. I'm so happy. So, now, if you haven't already watched the first video that I did, seriously, it was messed up. You shouldn't be watching this one if you haven't watched the first one, because it'll ruin everything. You want to watch the first one, and then you actually might want to get to the end of it and re-watch it, even if it's just the interrogation and not my video, because you can see from my the YouTube that I was on, you can see their info and find where to go. Okay, I trust you can do that. But yeah. So anyway, I think this is the one we're starting off at, because we figured out that this poor guy, Ryan Waller, oh my god, yeah, this sums it up right here. And I used to watch This Is Monsters a lot, so I'm actually, and in the last video we looked at what the Waller family posted. Yeah, this sums it up. The Ryan Waller interrogation is well known on the internet. It wasn't for me until the other day, for the fact that he was interrogated after he was shot in the head twice. And that wasn't even the day he was shot in the head. It was like 2 days later. Oh, God. But yeah, this guy says he interviewed Ryan's father, Don, in order to do a follow-up. So, there's a lot more to the story, he said, than anybody else knew. So I'm really excited because I only watched the interrogation. If you watch the last one. But yeah. Here's where you can find this video. I'm gonna like it just because I think I may have started a little bit just to see what it was about. Because I want to find out about the actual criminals. You know?
Amazon than selling physical products. 3 years ago, I quit my job, and using this exact business model, I was able to replace my full-time income, and here I am, married and with a dog. He hurt his foot. But let me tell you a little bit more, okay? So my husband and his twin brother created this.
Why are you doing this anymore, dog hurt his foot? He probably didn't. He's like, bitch, get this off me. Look at that secret. That's a secret. He's looking right at her like, my foot's fine. You put this on here for that leverage. Mrs. Chan. Which is, actually, if you look it up, the most, I think it's one of the most like last names ever.
I posted the story of Larry and Richie Carver on July 8th, 2021.
Okay. Did he? Should we watch that first? It was Larry and Richie Carver who came in and shot the guy. I'm still reeling from that first one. What the fuck?
In the story, I explain that Richie and his father Larry shot both Ryan Waller and Heather Kwan in the head and then burglarized their home. Heather died.
Heather Kwan. Okay, so hold on. Let me go to this guy, which, if this is the one, maybe not. I might have been thinking about it. Maybe. Oh no, I was thinking of, okay, I don't know this guy. I've seen him on my stuff, but I was confusing him with, I think, Fear Files? Fear Files, probably. But, what did he say? I don't know when this was. They should be posting dates instead of a month ago. You could put that in parentheses after the date. What was his name? Richie. This guy's gonna give us a bunch of content. Here comes the content. I made you your favorite, open wide. Oh wait, no. Mommy made you your favorite, open wide. Here comes the content. It's a beautiful day to stay inside. Sorry, I'm trying to look. This is the one I'm watching. Okay, so it's here. So it has to be before this. But it looks like I started watching this. They sound familiar, but I don't remember who that is. Larry and Richie Carver. Okay, so shit. Which one do we want to watch? I'm gonna open this in a new tab. And
On December 23rd, 2006,
I want to watch the other one first. We're gonna have to have a part 3.
Larry Carver and his son Richie Carver went to the house of Ryan Waller, seeking revenge for a previous altercation. After shooting Ryan and his girlfriend, they fled the scene believing there would be no witnesses. Except Ryan didn't die. This is Monsters.
That interview. My head hurt watching that interview.
Ryan was 18 years old at the time of the shooting. He had lived in a house in Phoenix, Arizona with roommates. One of the roommates was his girlfriend, Heather Kwan, and he had a third roommate.
Alicia.
Heather was 21 years old and a graduate from Glendale Community College. She had been attending Arizona State University at the time of her death and wanted to go to law school. On December 23, 2006, a prior roommate of Ryan's named Richie Carver showed up at Ryan's house with his father, Larry Carver. Supposedly, there had been an altercation between the two young men and the Carvers were looking to settle the score. Ryan answered the door, but tried to keep them out as they attempted to force their way into the
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, is this a normal photo or some type of mugshot? I feel like it's some type of mugshot because his eyes look a little off, and if you've watched my first video you'll fucking know why. The fact that his face looks any type of intact is kind of amazing, but this eye definitely has a dullness to it. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe this guy. He's a trooper, though. This could be for something that happened after, because I'm sure this man had massive brain damage due to the, what was it, 4, 5, 6 hours? The police had him in custody after he spent 2 days being shot in the head, and then went to sleep after, which you should not do.
The house. The door was open just enough for Richie to put his arm inside and shoot Ryan in the face. When Ryan collapsed, they entered the home and shot Ryan again in the head. Then they shot Heather in an effort to eliminate witnesses.
Like, what the fuck? What is worth that?
The Carvers stole several firearms and a computer before.
Why does he look like such a sad little bitch? I'm sorry, he does. I honestly want to grab I want to grab him by his nose and snatch him up like his grandma would.
Fleeing. It turned out that they didn't need to rush because the police weren't notified of the shooting. Nobody had reported the incident. Ryan eventually got up from the entryway and went to bed.
He got shot in the face and went to bed because his brain was fucking scrambled. Imagine not even knowing that he didn't even realize until that interview that his girlfriend was dead on the couch, not sleeping for days. Oh my god, just watch the first one. I can't. I don't even want to think about it. Because I've been through some trauma in the past with a boyfriend that almost died. And the worst, if I can, generally, I've had people I know, my grandma, my grandpa, pass away. But one of the things I can label is the worst day of my life, probably was the worst day of my life, despite a lot of shit that's happened to me, was the day that somebody I loved was dying in front of me, and I was doing CPR and just thinking, this isn't real, this is a dream. Literally, that was the first thing I thought. I don't know why your brain instantly, it seems like a lot of people's instantly goes to, this isn't real. It's like your brain is trying to protect itself, but then it went to, how am I going to live after this? And My brain, after that thought right there, after continuously doing CPR and not getting a result, and continuously doing it and thinking, this isn't real, this isn't happening, this is a dream, and then my brain being like, okay, but I haven't woken up yet. And no, now I'm realizing my brain can't protect me anymore. It's real life. I went to, how am I going to live after this? This is the person that I love the most. This is my significant other, my lover, the person that knows me in ways that nobody else ever would. And I know them, and oh god, it's like I can feel the tears, like the sting of when tears start to come up. So I don't want to talk about it too much, but holy shit, your brain goes crazy, and it's very traumatizing. I have nightmare. I haven't had any in a while. It's been at least a year or so since I've had any nightmares, but I've had nightmares many times about it. It was constantly nightmares about losing him in different places and stuff. It's just the fact that he lived after that, and if I ever had to be told that that happened and realize that they didn't live, oh my god, I can't even get past the part of my brain processing that how am I going to survive without this person? And then it actually, them not surviving, oh my god, it's, my brain cannot process it. I'm going to cry because you can't process something like that unless you've been through it, and you absolutely do not know what you have until it's gone. I don't care what people say, you don't.
His father, Don Waller, grew concerned when his son didn't show up for Christmas dinner and called police to request a welfare check. When police arrived at Ryan's house, they found him conscious with a severely injured face, and they found Heather deceased on the couch. The news said that a third roommate, a woman named Christina, was also home at the time of the welfare check, but it was determined that she was not involved. I asked myself how the roommate was home with a dead body on the couch without noticing, but depending on how the house was laid out, she might have had her own area and never went into the area where Heather was. Police immediately assumed that Ryan was their suspect. He told police on the scene that Richie and Larry had come to his house and shot them, but authorities didn't believe them, so they handcuffed him and placed him in the back of a police cruiser. While Ryan was sitting in the back of the police vehicle, paramedics arrived on the scene and confirmed that Heather was deceased. It's reported that they had no interaction with Ryan.
Did you see his face in the first interview? How? His whole, look, see, light shining, reflective light. This eye is now dull and gone. This whole entire area was, you don't get hit in the face, and your face does not look like that from being punched in the face. Let me tell you something first of all. No. You could tell that his orbital bone had been broken. I mean, maybe normal people can't. I was a vet tech. I've assisted surgeries. I was the anesthetist. I intubated. I gave medications. I did everything. You know, I opened animals up and seen their beating heart. And after the doctor did his job, I stitched him back up. But to me, I was like, when I first saw his face, I mean, I guess somebody could assume he was just in some kind of fight, but that was like a degree, the degree of blackness still there doesn't just happen like that. That was like dying bone. I can't even believe this man survived. And then he got shot through his nose right here. First shot when they shot him in the face went straight through. Well, you can't see my finger. Went from here out through here. Second shot when they got in the door went into his eye, but didn't destroy the eye. So it fractured and ruptured his orbital, which is this bone where your eye sets into, socket. And you can see that on the first interview very clearly. And the hole that was left in his nose. And the medics didn't look at him.
Even if police believed he was a suspect,
I hope his ass got the money he deserves, honestly.
it should have been standard procedure to have him checked out by a paramedic and even transported to the hospital depending on his injuries. Even if it wasn't clear he had been shot, he had severe head injuries which would have clearly justified medical treatment. That didn't happen. The police were sure they had their murderer and took him to the station for questioning.
I don't care if this is one of those cases. Like, yeah, there's been a lot of times where I've been like, it was already when you watch these videos, you see, like, you know it's the murderer because they tell you, like, this is the one that did it. And you're like, that's the murderer. The interrogation's starting, investigation, whatever. And he's been a little roughed up. And you're like, I don't care. He's a jerk. Like, screw him. But this really went to prove me wrong in a lot of my feelings and a lot of anybody else's, I'm sure. So next time you watch something, consider this case in mind, because they thought they had him. They thought he killed his girlfriend and was not trying to report it, and she hit him in self-defense. Nope. And he suffered greatly for it.
At the station, his clothes were taken and he was handcuffed in an interrogation room. A detective began questioning him.
What's the highest grade you?
Look at his face. There's where the exit wound, right there. The entry wound's on the other side. We've already watched this, but there's his eye. You know.
Went through school.
I don't know.
You don't know the highest grade you went through?
Eighth?
Eighth grade? Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Do you have a GED?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know.
He kept saying that his head hurt and moaning.
And
And that he was tired.
I just want to go home.
Oh, you're not going to go home right now.
So what?
What's the highest grade that you completed?
B?
No. Not grade as in letter grade. I'm asking, did you graduate high school?
No.
And the highest you went was 8th grade?
Mm.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that, sorry.
Yep.
Do you know how to read and write, Ryan?
Yeah.
And he was so cooperative.
This clip is immediately after the detective reads Ryan his rights.
This person needs to go to the hospital. First of all, the first thing, you think police, they should know. I don't know. I don't know if it applies to state, whatever, police politics and that shit is per state, policies, whatever. I said politics. I guess, whatever, same type of shit. But you think that this would apply, that they would have basic knowledge. Don't they have to perform CPR sometimes? If they shoot somebody, they're supposed to try to revive them, right? Should they know about neurological damage? One of the first things, which nobody did, was try to open his eye, not that I saw, and shine a light into each side and watch the other side to check for their pupil deficit. Like, shine a light into one eye, this eye, but look at this eye, and the pupils should match. If they don't, then you got issues. Neurological, usually. That's one of the best ways they tell, you know. But his pupil looks relatively normal there in normal lighting. Doesn't look small or too large. So I wonder what this one would look like, you know? I wonder if they even checked.
He should know immediately
How did he not go to the hospital?
that something is wrong. Unfortunately, he thinks that Ryan's just playing dumb and not answering questions. Just the way he says he doesn't know makes it clear that something is off. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Do you have a girlfriend?
This wouldn't have been as bad for this detective. I would have been like, okay, he's human, he makes mistakes, you know? But he sat in a police car for 4 hours before this, with being shot in the head after sleeping. Every minute that went by was more damage happening to his brain.
No? You know a girl named Heather?
Mm-hmm.
You know Heather's last name?
Mm-hmm.
What is Heather's last name?
The one that lives there right now?
I guess, I don't know. If her name's Heather,
He's
what's her last name?
confused. Oh my god.
Um,
Painful to watch again. This is the third time.
I don't know which name she's trying to use as her last one. She's trying to have a real last as her nickname, so I don't know.
What nickname does she go by?
She probably wants the last name, Thyme.
Kyman? How would you spell that? With a K or
Sounds
a
like
C?
he was trying to say Kwan,
Okay.
but couldn't.
Keep going.
I don't know.
How old is Heather?
16 or 17.
Is your wife?
I think he's blinded by his assumption that Ryan is guilty and isn't paying attention to the obvious signs of a brain injury.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there. Maybe it didn't seem so obvious in person.
What happened to your face?
I don't know.
You told the officer just a few minutes ago that someone hit you.
First he said Heather hit him, which is the girl that was dead on the couch. And then he informs him that the girl on the couch is dead, and you can see the recollection if you watch the past video. And his brain still couldn't register. And that's what hurts me because of what I just told you. That the most emotion you'll see out of him, because he's in such pain, holding his head, moaning, saying, I don't know, all kinds of stuff, but is that when he says the girl on the couch is dead and he goes, she's dead? Who? Heather? And that's the most emotion he shows this entire time. And his poor brain is trying to register that. Oh, that fucks me up. It hurts my heart.
Do you remember who hit you?
He says Heather.
Or your
and he
girlfriend.
says a lot of people.
Your eye.
She probably hit it on something, I don't know.
And then he tried to actually save her. He tried to say, whenever he said that Heather hit you, he was like, it was an accident. Oh.
I don't know, man.
Oh, come on, man. This guy's brain is clearly not working properly. From the video, it looks like Ryan only has a black eye, but he has 2 holes in his nose as well. The way Ryan is sitting in the interview, you can see one of the bullet holes on the left side of his nose. This shouldn't be rocket science. Ryan finally is able to process the memory of what really happened. Ryan had mumbled something previously about a bow and arrow.
And
You and
darts.
Heather were there. And then what happened?
And that's it. Richie and his dad tried to break in through the back.
Richie and Dad? His dad?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Richie?
I don't know.
Well, you obviously know him. You know his name by
He used
Richie.
to live there.
Was he a roommate of yours?
You can tell he's in immense pain. I've had a tooth infection that went into my jaw bone. And if you had a bone infection, those are literally one of the worst pains you can have ever, is a bone infection. Next to like freaking 3rd-degree burns. Which at that point, once they burn your nerves, it's actually the growing back that kind of hurts the most, and the pulling off of some of the like, you know, the stuff they put on top. I forget what it was. When you get a bad burn, like I had one and it got infected, and they put a mesh, and then they had to rip it off, and I thought I was gonna die. But this is it reminds me of when it went up to my brain anyway, and I passed out. This is America. Get health insurance for everybody. Come on. We all can't pay for it. Just because we have a normal job doesn't mean we can afford health insurance for every damn thing. And dental insurance. Ugh. Fucking Sweden has Switzerland got that shit right.
Used to be.
Sweden, I don't know.
And they hit you and they hit you?
Yeah.
Now it's Richie that hit you, not Heather?
No, Richie and his dad.
Richie and his dad. They hit you.
Yes.
Why?
Because they're trying to get their stuff. I don't know why.
And they had some kind of...
I can understand the fact that he keeps saying, sorry, I keep pausing it, that he keeps saying, I don't know, that he's in pain. And he's being so cooperative for being in so much pain. It's ridiculous how cooperative he is being. So I can tell the type of person that he is. Just from being cooperative with this man, he has no fucking idea is going on. Because I've had toothaches where it went in my bone. Someone would try to talk to me and I'd be like, I'd just be pissed because I was in a lot of pain. And, oh God, my heart breaks for this guy.
Bow and arrows?
Mm-hmm. They each had 2 revolvers and they didn't let off any shells.
Yeah.
Okay, you just said they had bow and arrows. Now they have revolvers?
That's what I meant. They had revolvers.
They have revolvers?
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then they shot us with those.
They shot both of you?
Yeah.
Where'd they shoot you at?
I got shot in the eye.
You got shot in the eye.
I think so.
With a revolver.
I think. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck.
Aphasia is when you think of a word but your mouth says something else, and as far as you know, you said the word that was in your head. Like
What is this picture? I'm sorry. Hello. Dishwasher. Oh my God, it reminds me of this test today I took at work. I don't want to talk too much about it, but one of the question I remember the most on this test, because you're like getting certifications or whatever, was about if like a gasoline fire occurs. And it was like, the question said, what do you do first? And it had 4 answers. One was, I don't know if I'll be able to remember all 4. Like, I know the second one was because it's hilarious. I think the first one was, call the police. I think the second one was save all the cigarettes. The third one was call 911. The fourth one was press some kind of button. That was the answer. But save all the cigarettes in the fire. Save all the cigarettes. Hey, baby girl, you coming up here? Come on. Oh, is it hard to jump up? Sorry, Zero's here. Hi, Zero. Say hi. Say hi. Oh. Yeah, I know. She thinks my skin is like, that's why my neck is so raw. She's really, she's okay. She just, she had a tumor removed in her little face. In your little mouth, huh? In your little mouth. Oh, don't go up there. Oh, she's in my freaking drawer.
I say the word crayon, but in my brain, as far as I know, I said water. It can be single words here and there, or every word you say. Someone with severe aphasia might say empty full or table side chess, and in their head they said, "How are you doing today?" This could be triggered by a variety of reasons, but head trauma and brain injury is one of them. The detective said, quote,
"How did he not have severe from being shot through his nose? First of all, that's just painful. So he's in severe pain. Broken bone. Your nasal bone starts about here. Touch your nose. You can feel the point of your bone. Alright? Maybe way down here. His bone probably starts about here. He's shot through here. And then he got shot in the eye as well. So 2 shots. How does he not have severe?"
"You just said bow and arrows. Now they had revolvers?" End quote. And Ryan said, quote, "That's what I meant." End quote. I think he's suffering from mild aphasia.
Yeah.
The detective doesn't believe this version of events at first. He even says to Ryan, quote, "If you were shot in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't be here right now. You'd most likely be dead." End quote. Eventually, though, the injuries, along with the way Ryan is acting, finally start to sink into this detective.
Yeah.
He steps out of the room for a few minutes, and when he returns, he's a completely different person.
He's like, "I fucked
Ryan?
up."
Yes.
I got the fire department coming to take a look at it.
Yeah, because in the first video I show, in case you don't want to watch it, I don't know. But, sorry, I didn't check to see if Tish was here. I need to get another monitor. I'm sorry. But he was like, "Come here." After an hour, 5 hours pretty much, except he only talked to him for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and then grabbed the top of his head and said, "Look here," pulled him close, and then looked at him, and then was like, "Hang on," and walked out the room. And this is the guy coming back in right now. He said, "I got the fire department coming."
They're going to probably take you to the hospital.
You taking me to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going to take you to the hospital.
Why?
Well, if you've seen your face and the way you're doing things, it doesn't make sense right now, okay? We're just going to make sure you're okay.
He knows he fucked up.
I just want to go back to bed, man.
Well, that's the problem. If you have some kind of head injury, you shouldn't be sleeping, okay? Well, sit down. There you go.
"Hey Ryan, it looks like you might have a head injury." "Yeah, no shit, genius. We're gonna get you checked out." "Yeah, you should have done that in the first place." The fire department arrived at the police station and transported Ryan to the...
This is one of the things that police do, though. When they think someone's a criminal, they don't give a shit about them. They don't care. Drunk, drug user, may have a thief. Okay, all kind of semi-minor things. I didn't say robbery or armed robbery. I said thief. Or maybe somebody that had stolen property. Any one of these could have came in looking like that, and certain police would have been like, "You're a criminal. I don't give a shit." And that's what happened here. I know it was involved in a murder, but this is exactly why you have to just use observational skills. I mean, just because he's suspected of doing something, I know it can be hard, especially if they think he killed that girl. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more talking involved. And how the hell do you not... You take anybody hurt to the hospital. I've seen someone with a scratch get arrested, and the EMS came and put a freaking Band-Aid on them.
the hospital, where it was confirmed that he had been shot in the head twice. The first shot went in near the tip of his nose on the right side, exited his nose on the left side, and then entered his left eye. It shattered his orbital socket, and Ryan had to have both of his eyes and part of his brain removed. The second bullet went in his head.
What? What? No. 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 They did not. What? That was all one bullet. It came out and then went into here and shattered there. Oh, fuck. Well, I guess it would have been this way because the image is reversed. Oh my god, no. He had to have both of his eyes removed? No. Please don't tell me this poor guy's blind. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna get real fucked up. Don't. He lost everything. Don't fucking tell me that.
Behind his ear and damaged part of his skull, but didn't go into his brain.
Oh my god, I was completely thinking it was bullet one. Boom, went through his nose. That's from the first video. That's basically the interrogation. That's basically what you get out of it. And then I thought, shot into the eye somewhere, just scraping it. There's no way. There's no way. This man had both of his... Don't tell me this guy's blind. I will fucking cry. Oh my god. And he lost his fucking... Oh, that's fucked. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to curse. It was my New Year's resolution. But that's so sad. I can't deal with that. I really can't. After what I just told you about. Oh my god. Imagine I lost my sight. You know what? Never mind. I can't say that. I can't say that.
Sick. I'm just devastated. My son is in there. He has to go through surgery. He has bone fragments and bullet fragments in his brain, bleeding in the brain, and I don't know if I'll ever see my son walk out of there again.
Ryan survived his surgery, but lost his eyesight and suffered seizures. Heather had been shot in the head and died sometime between the attack and the welfare check. Eventually, police arrested Larry and Richie Carver and charged them with felony murder, burglary.
Look at these sons of bitches. You know what? I'm going to tell you one thing that I have learned from watching a lot of videos of people that kill other people and don't care and are merciless. Serial killers, psychopaths. What I find a lot of them, maybe it's just because it's the country I live in, it's more of what I see. I look into other stuff as much as I can, but obviously the country I live in, United States, and most just more white countries, communities, whatever. They have light colored eyes, and I'm dead serious. Look at every mass shooter. Go ahead, go look it up right now. Look at every mass shooter. Look at, I don't know, school shooters. Look at psychopaths. A lot of them next to like Richard Ramirez and maybe like Ed Kemper. I don't know. But a lot of them you'll see have light colored eyes. Blue to a light color like this. It's rare they have eyes like this. But I won't say rare because I don't know the statistics. But it's just a thing that I've noticed. I don't know why.
Burglary, aggravated assault, and misconduct involving weapons. Richie Carver was found guilty in 2000, charged them with felony charges. Heather had been shot in the head and died sometime between the attack and...
Oh my god, look at how beautiful she was. With her puppy. So young. That's fucked up.
And the welfare check. Eventually, police arrested Larry and Richie Carver and charged them with felony murder, burglary, aggravated assault, and misconduct involving weapons. Richie Carver was found guilty in 2008 and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Larry Carver's case was based partly on a confession he made to his wife. Before the trial began, she invoked spousal privilege and refused to testify against her husband.
Oh, I forgot about that. Fuck you. You look like a little shit. What did I tell you about light-colored eyes?
Due to the lack of evidence, the charges against Larry were dropped. Heather's family appealed to the legislature to enact what became Heather's Law. It provides an exception to the privilege if one spouse voluntarily provides cops with information about the other spouse's involvement in a serious crime. In November of 2011, Larry Carver was re-indicted on first-degree murder, attempted murder, burglary, and aggravated assault charges. He was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life in prison.
Thank God.
On January 20th,
Not thank God. Thank Goddess.
2016, Ryan Waller died of a seizure caused
I don't know what I believe in, so I don't know who I'm thanking. Thank energy.
by the shooting. He was 28 years old.
What?
I couldn't find any information
Wait,
that
on
January 20th, 2016,
No.
Ryan Waller died of a seizure
No, he didn't. No. Oh my God. I thought he was still fucking alive. What the? Oh my God. Are you? Oh my. Zero. Zero, come here, please. Come here. Zero. Up. Come here. Come. Where you at? Zero. Come. Come. Come here, Zero. Closer. Please. Come on. Come here. Come. Come. Thank you. Oh, baby girl. I don't know, baby girl. Oh, it hurts though. I'll pet you. Yeah. My sweet girl. Oh, you know what these people be doing to each other? Look what they be doing to each other. Oh. Why are they doing this? I know. Oh. You always know how to make me feel better. Oh. No wonder this poor boy died. He lost everything. Every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. Thank you, Zero. I love you. Oh my God, this was the 15-minute video. I don't even... Oh.
caused by the shooting. He was 28 years old. I couldn't find any information that the police ever suffered any consequences for the way they...
A year away from my age. And I feel so young. Oh my God. That... Maybe if he didn't sit for an extra 4 hours and then had to think hard while being fucking interrogated for another hour. Sorry, I'm just really mad.
They treated this
I didn't know he died.
victim. If you're the victim of domestic abuse, please reach out to someone for help. Please talk to your local battered women page. That way, if you're abused...
The domestic hotline, National Domestic Violence, and the suicide prevention one. That's nice he puts those on there, you know. But what the I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could have lived forever without knowing that. Why do I do this to myself? Oh god, that's fucked. Oh, I'm already an hour in. Oh god. Alright. Let's go through the second interview. Probably fucking die.
Learn Spanish with Real Spanish TV.
No veo nada, no veo nada.
Click on words in the subtitle.
Heather died instantly, but Ryan survived the shooting and was arrested as a suspect in Heather's death. Ryan was held in the back of a police cruiser for about 4 hours before being taken back to the police station and questioned for another hour, all while Ryan still had a bullet lodged in his brain. When I put out my video about the case, Ryan's father, Don, had left a comment with some corrections about details that the media had gotten wrong. After talking to him on the phone, I decided it would be best to go meet with him in person and get accurate details from the source. It was then that I realized that there was more to the story than anybody really knew. The detective that conducted the interrogation, Detective Paul Dalton, completely failed to get Ryan the medical attention he needed. And then he lied about it in a deposition 2.5 years later. Then we discovered that this was not the only time that Detective Dalton had gotten tunnel vision on the wrong person and lied under oath in order to close the case.
Well, I hope this guy gets it. I know he tried in the end when he realized, but he did, as he said, get tunnel vision. Someone that messed up and bleeding. I know it was almost 2 days since he had gotten shot, but I don't understand how much more obvious it is. I mean, as a vet tech, I had animals don't talk, okay? So they come in, they have an injury, we treat it. That animal might be a total asshole, let me tell you, and bite everybody. I mean, normally they do. Scratch us, pee on us, puke on us, bleed on us. And they are never treated any different. But, and I guarantee that animal's done some shit. But some of them, for sure. And they are little shits to us directly. And this poor kid was being entirely cooperative. Oh my god.
Right now, as I make this documentary, September of 2021, the Phoenix Police Department is currently being investigated by the United States Department of Justice. On August 5th, 2021, the DOJ
The day after my birthday?
Office of Public Relations put out a press release.
My cat's name is Phoenix?
That stated, quote, Attorney General Merrick B. Garland and Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark for the Civil Rights Division announced today that the Justice Department has opened a pattern or practice investigation into the city of Phoenix and the Phoenix Police Department. This investigation will assess all types of use of force by Phoenix PD officers, including deadly force. The investigation will also seek to determine whether Phoenix PD engages in retaliatory activity against people for conduct protected by the First Amendment, whether Phoenix PD engages.
I hate when they do that. I hate that. I've been watching a lot of cases. I have a new channel to upload if you want to see about police getting their dues. Yeah, if you like that type of shit, I got it.
engages in discriminatory policing, and whether Phoenix PD unlawfully seizes or disposes of the belongings of individuals experiencing homelessness. In addition, the investigation will assess the city and Phoenix PD's systems and practices for responding to people with disabilities. The investigation will include a comprehensive review of Phoenix PD's policies.
I'm glad I never moved there and I just named my cat after the place.
Training, supervision,
My leopard cat, Phoenix. He's not gonna come out. Phoenix?
and force investigations, as well as Phoenix PD's systems of accountability, including misconduct complaint intake, investigation, review, disposition, and discipline. This investigation is a double-edged sword because, as much as it's good that the Phoenix Police Department could possibly be held accountable for civil rights violations and misconduct, it's made it impossible to get any
Do you think this is that bald fucker?
information directly from the Phoenix PD. They're currently being investigated by the DOJ, and little ol' me comes along asking questions about one of their detectives making a huge mistake during an investigation.
September 27th, 2021. Not that long ago.
You think they're telling me anything? No. That's okay though. It's unlikely that they would have told me anything that was remotely true anyway. Ryan Waller was born February 12, 1988 in Phoenix, Arizona. They eventually moved to an area about 40 minutes north of downtown Phoenix.
He is younger than my freaking boyfriend, fiance. Sometimes I demote him to boyfriend when I feel like it. He is my fiance, but I can't decide. I don't like wearing jewelry, so I was gonna get a ring tattoo. But I demote him to boyfriend whenever I get angry. Are you Phoenix? No, you're not. Where's my pouty baby boy? Phoenix. You're not Phoenix. No, you're Zero. Ow! Don't bite me. What a bitch. You beat me? Boop. I'll boop your nose. Boop. Oh, okay. Okay. This isn't lighthearted. Sorry.
Here's Ryan's father, Don Waller, discussing the case with me at his home in Phoenix.
We lived in Phoenix. I actually bought this house on his 10th birthday, believe it or not.
Oh.
I know some people smile nervously, and I often smile and fake happiness to cover up and make everyone around me happy when a subject is very dark. So you can't always judge someone just because of the way they are whenever they do things. I would expect this man right now to be bawling his eyes out talking about this. But I'm also not a man. So I don't know what men's emotions are like. I'd actually love to have that insight. I would really love to experience a man's emotion for like a month. I want to have everything to do with a man for like a month. Oh, that'd be so great. If we all had that once in our life to experience the opposite gender's issues for at least 1 month, that would be such a revelation. But I don't know. So I can't judge him by, smiling. That might be how he gets through his trauma.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll never forget the day I bought it.
Yeah, and then, so you guys lived out here. He went to high school out here, graduated.
Correct.
What did he want to do after high school? What was his...
He was a great...
And they play ping pong. And they got a wildcat. These guys are straight up bad asses. I hope they got this out of a frickin'... You know what? I hope he got this out of a lawsuit. Look at this little swing for kids. Little baby swing in the back. I love ping pong. I used to have a ping pong table. I used to play the hell out of it. I never had a wildcat though. I've never even driven a quad or a motorcycle. Well, I've rode on them, but I've never rode one myself.
Great guitar player. He
Yeah.
taught himself how to play guitar, and he was
I play guitar.
guitar wizard.
Yeah.
He could hear a song and 5 minutes later be playing it, so he
Yeah.
wanted to get into music.
Oh, that sounds cool. Was he gonna go to school for that, or was he? What was his play? Is he trying to form a band?
Thought,
or?
yeah, he thought he'd make it big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was he
had
playing
lot
in a
of dreams.
band?
Just with friends and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You ever
Nothing
play
real
any shows or
serious.
anything?
No,
No.
no,
Oh.
just friendly shows. But
That sounds fun.
Videos?
In December of 2006, Ryan had recently graduated from high school and was playing music with friends. Ryan started teaching himself to play guitar when he was 11 years old and had dreams of making it big in a rock band.
Blue?
He had been dating Heather Kwan for about 6 to 8 months, and the couple had recently moved in together. They had known each other since they were little kids, having lived in the same neighborhood at one point in time. Heather was born on April 10, 1985, and was 21 years old at the end of 2006. She was attending the University of Arizona and wanted to get into law school, hopefully becoming a prosecutor one day. In another world, Heather could have been putting away people like Richie and Larry Carver. Larry and Richie Carver's lives leading up to the events of December 25, 2006, were not those of upstanding citizens. Larry was arrested at least 6 times prior to December of 2006 for domestic violence, assault, and assaulting a police officer. He was in contact with police at least twice as many times over the years for other assaults, threatening people, misconduct involving weapons, and theft. Richie's record is even longer and started back when he was in middle school. Assaults, aggravated robbery, running away from home, and making threatening phone calls. He was arrested for aggravated assault against his father in 1998. Through 1999 and early 2000, he was involved in multiple other assaults. In 2000, Richie committed armed robbery.
Richie, he's 24 years old at this time. He has an extensive juvenile history, but back when he was 17 years old, there was a man stopped at an intersection in the neighborhood, and he walked up to a car and he stabbed a man in the chest with a knife. He stole the guy's wallet from the guy and the guy's CDs, and he tried to make it home. I don't know if he made it home or not, but he ended up getting caught, and he served almost 4 years in prison. So he had only been out of prison about a year and a half up until this time. So this guy is already an ex-con who obviously has shown that he has no
Regard for human life.
exactly.
Right. The records aren't available due to Richie being a minor at the time, but his arrest records do match up with that account. There is an absence of activity between November of 2001 and December of 2005, the time he would have been in prison. While in prison, Richie was charged with promoting prison contraband, a Class 2 felony, for being in possession of a shank. He was evaluated by a psychiatrist in 2000 who stated, quote, "His moral structure is so weak that his internal control mechanism, his conscience, has no influence over his behavior. That is, he is able to violate himself."
Oh, baby girl, no, stay. Oh, I wanted my baby girl to stay. I don't know if any of you could see her, but she was being a real sweetie. You can stay. Just let me adjust myself. Come on, I'm a big giant. Okay? I gotta adjust my giant ass self. I love her. I wish my Phoenix would come. Phoenix, are you sleeping right there? Sorry, hold on. I don't mean to break this up, but I just need to see if he's sleeping right here. He's a leopard, so I can't see him anywhere in the dark. Are you sleeping here, baby? Oh, you are. Oh, hi, baby boy. Was you listening? Come here. Oh, come here. Oh, my big boy. It's okay, huh? Yeah. It's okay. Come on. Shh. It's okay, Phoenix. Yeah. Good boy. Mm-hmm. Aw. I didn't even see you, huh? I can't even tell if it's you until I touch you. When you're in the dark, you blend in so well. Oh, then, come here. Turn around, look. Huh? Look at my baby boy. Oh, I'll put you back. Alright. I'll put you back. Come on. There you go. There you go, baby. I didn't even know he was there. He was literally 2 feet from me. 3 feet. This entire time. You blend in so well. Good for you. Good for you, baby boy. He's like 13, going on 14. And I love him. He's my life's treasure. He just doesn't he doesn't like to be in the spotlight, you know? He's one of those he's just a classic. I don't know.
Self and others with the same ease.
Wait, defendant committed his probation offenses while still 17. Oh my god. I don't have a record and I just turned 30. Like Bo Burnham, you know? Although Bo Burnham turned 30 like a year ago. But I just found out about it, okay? So the turning 30 song really hit with me because I found out about it like literally within 2 months from when I turned 30. So I heard it and I was like, I'm turning 30 and now my stupid friends are having stupid children. My stupid friends are having stupid children. My stupid friends are having stupid children. Stupid fucking ugly boring children. It's 2021 and I'm 30. I'll do another 10. 2031, I'm 40. I'll kill myself then. Sorry.
As he's able to take a drink of water.
Oh, wait.
I would rate the potential.
Okay. So he messed with his probation, this Richie son of a bitch, which I told you, light colored eyes. Don't solely judge. Just look up serial killers and offenders and look at their eye colors. You know what I mean? Unless they're a different race. If they're mostly white, you're gonna find their light colored eyes. You will. It's a trait I've noticed by myself. I've never seen anybody mention it ever. But I've noticed it among people I know, ex-friends, everyone I've investigated online. I used to just do stuff and, I watched a bunch of stuff myself. I used to not do that on Twitch. So, my past Twitch got deleted by straight up hoe. But whatever, we don't talk about her. We don't talk about never mind. Anyway, he failed to comply. Wait, hold on. Am I an idiot?
Able to violate himself and others with.
He failed to comply, with intensive probation requirements, which is not surprising given defendants similar failures to comply on juvenile IPS. So he's still 17, so juvenile, I guess. Okay. He was evaluated for transfer of his probation case, probably for not being a juvenile anymore, because he was 17. Now he's probably 18. Even though a lot of states, you can be like, I think, 14 to 18 and still get adult offenses. It just depends. If it's murder, fuck yeah. I don't know. I didn't even pay attention to the age. I'm an idiot. When he did all this, we'll figure it out. But anyway, so he failed to comply. Was he on probation when this happened? Is that what he said? Sorry, I'm stupid. I have ADD and I'm trying to keep on track, okay? I'm working on it. I'll get better. I will. I know I will because I'm a fucking boss. But, okay. When the defendant was invited for transfer of his case, the examiner reported disturbing findings, and this is his conclusions. His moral structure is so... Whoops. I thought that was already... Is so weak that his internal control mechanism, his conscience, has no influence over his own behavior. That is, he is not able to violate himself and others with the same ease as he is able to take a drink of water. Adding to his weak moral structure is a sense of underlying anger. ... Finally, Richie is very impulsive. ... I know it's 4 dots, but you know, if you play games, you know the ... I would rate the potential for Richie to act out in the failure in the high risk range. ... It is not surprising that several of Richie's referrals involve assault, for he could not care less about the rights of others. Although he has been detained several times, he has learned little from his detention experiences. So he committed his probation offenses while he was still 17. Okay. So I'm guessing he turned 18 on this day? Because or that was just a transfer and he was 18? Because I don't know why they would transfer their probation case unless it was to an adult, you know, instead of the juvenile IPS. So, I mean, in a way, I am glad they don't just judge based off of... I know you gotta trust people, but I've had a hard time. The law in the area that I live sometimes has been really messed up with me and the people that I know. Also, has been really amazing. It's just... It's human nature. And it's very hard. Some people take the power of the law and they don't treat it right. So it is nice that in both ways. You know what I was going to say. All right. If you're intelligent, sorry. If you don't know what I was going to say, then I'm not saying you're not intelligent. I'm just saying you're not following. I don't know. Anyway.
With the same ease as he's able to take a drink of water, I would rate the potential for Richie to act out in the future in the high-risk range. End quote. When Richie was released from prison, his criminal record picked right back up. 2005.
Residential burglary. Why does it say Deaf Waller? Defendant Waller. So on 2005, he kept burglarizing Waller. Violence, criminal damage to defendant Waller. Ryan. 11/25. Let's see. Writing domestic violence, criminal damage on Richie Lee Carver, as reported by Larry Carver. So his dad reported him on defendant Waller again. Defendant Waller. Okay. Unwanted guests. Are these all? They're all in different years and months though. So they've been having problems. So he got a failure to appear. He did a field interrogation regarding a call from Larry Carver, his dad, that Richie's out of jail and back home. Defendant Waller. Okay, so sorry, I keep thinking I can scroll down on these, But 2006, so 8/3, day before my birthday. Lovely. Unwanted guest. So Larry keeps doing it. And then finally Larry decides to go and kill a person with him. I don't think Larry was really that much in on it, but fucking he should have stopped him.
In 2006 were filled with domestic violence, criminal damage, and assaults. One of the details that's been put out by the media, and I'm guilty of this in my original.
This looks like the Waller's house, Ryan Waller, because I saw it was at the end of a cul-de-sac, the very back end.
Video is the idea that Ryan and Richie,
in the beginning of the video,
were roommates at some point. Richie had never been Ryan's roommate. Richie had lived there previously.
Right, but when whoever had seen this, and they've got reports just from watching the actual interrogation, at one point the detective says, "Who is Richie?" And Ryan said, "He used to live there." And the detective said, "Was your roommate?" And Ryan said, "Maybe, or maybe he might have been," or something like that. He says, "How long did he live with you for?" And Ryan said, "I don't know, a week maybe," but that was just
right.
And when did Richie live with you?
I don't know, like a week, man.
When?
I don't know.
Like a week ago? 2 weeks ago? A month ago?
Maybe.
Unfortunately, a lot of the information released by the media was taken from this interrogation video where Ryan is giving answers while he has a traumatic brain injury. The truth was that Richie had been a previous tenant before Ryan and Heather rented the house with one other roommate named Alicia. Ryan also says at one point that he bought the house.
Do you know what happened in your house last night? Is that house yours?
I remember this.
Yours or your parents'?
Mine.
You bought that house? Okay.
Ryan was renting the house. Richie was the previous tenant, and he was around while Ryan started moving in.
I'll backtrack a little bit. They talk about a previous confrontation that they had had. One, after Richie had moved out, he had come there twice to ask if any mail had gotten forwarded or that had come there that didn't get forwarded. But there was one time, this is maybe a month before, just a couple weeks after he moved out, that it was sometime in the middle of the night, Ryan...
Okay, hold on, because I'm gonna get fucked right now. I'm just kidding. I mean, what? Just, never mind. Don't think of anything I just said. I'll be right back, okay? Right back. Hey, girl. How you doing? You find out the paper? Good for you. Good job. forgotten. Drop your books when I walk in. Magic talks without talking. I'll make the most before the coffin. Born to be desired. Oof. Gotta know your eyes are always on the next goal. And I'd rather be tested by goddesses resting their heads upon pillows of all that they've learned. I'm cold. No, I don't want to. No, I'm by myself. Who do you think I would ever be with? I'm with the cats. Meow said, yeah, bitch. Okay. Just call me tomorrow. I'm cold. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go. Bye. Bye-bye. Love you. Whew. Freezing. Sorry. Here. Meow. Do you want this? Here you go. Have fun. Alright. Sorry. I'm back. God. This is an hour-long Renaminson. This might be a 3-part shits. I can't. There's so many. Sorry, I have cramps really bad. I like Danielle Kirsty. You ever watch her? You should. Where are you, Atish? Where are you? I came on here just for you and it's been an hour and a half. It's fine. I know you're busy. I also know my freaking fiance's busy. He's demoted to boyfriend yet again. Okay. It looks like this has a lot of like sorry. I know that my mic when it's red, I wish it was reversed, but cuz like this is red meaning it's muted. I had to figure that out. But when this is red, that means it's hot. It is hot. And now it is hot. Okay. It's emotional damage myself.
And his friend, and they heard a noise from the outside, and they went in the backyard, and Richie was in the backyard, and he said that they asked him what the hell he was doing in the backyard, and he had an excuse that when he lived there, he had an iguana that escaped, a 4-foot iguana, and he was coming in the backyard because this thing came out at night and was seeing if he could find the iguana. Yeah. So he may have been planning a robbery then, or casing the place out then.
They don't come out at night, bitch. They're cold-blooded.
But what happened was when Ryan was moving in, they saw his guitars. He had a nice guitar collection, computer, and just nice things. So they thought that Christmas Day they needed money for whatever. They thought, hey, this is the greatest plan ever. As long as we don't leave any witnesses, we'll never get caught. Because if any DNA were to come out of the house, like handprints or hear anything, of course it's going to be in the house. The guy used to live there. So the guy, by living in the house, the old houses, they have the sliding glass door that have that hook like that. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a broomstick in the frame, you can.
Oh, that son of a bitch. You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. When I was younger, I wasn't a bad person. I didn't steal or anything. But I was very interested in seeming like I was, I don't know, some kind of, I don't know, like criminal, I guess. Seemed like I was better than the people that were actually doing drugs and stuff, even though I didn't, because I hung out with people like 3 to 4 years older than me, and I didn't do the things they did for at least 2 years after knowing them. So for the first 2 years, I was like, all right, if I'm going to hang out with them, I got to learn some shit. And One of them is right here. My own house actually had this exact type of door, so I know how it works. You always put that rod in the door. You put it nowadays. Any sliding door, put the rod in the door. Just do it. Second of all, so at least they'll have to break glass and hopefully cut themselves and leave blood. But other than that, all I did was go on YouTube, and when it first freaking came out, well, not really, but in its heyday, I looked up. For the first thing I learned was how to like mess up with the vending machine, like put $1 in with like the I almost said scotch tape with like packing tape on each side, packaging tape, you know, and pull it back out and just get free drinks and snacks, which seems harmless, but still is stealing, which is bad. So, bad me. Bad, bad, bad. No. Ow. Don't flick yourself in the nose. It really hurts. It stings. But then I learned lockpicking because I was interested. Secondly, I learned lockpicking because later on in life, well, I could only pick like padlocks and maybe a house door, which sounds crazy, but I wasn't a criminal, so it didn't really appeal to me. I just would practice picking my lock on the house I lived in and padlocks. I would buy a couple and, you know, practice with them. Other than that, I was just, you know, it was just a skill that I would like to show off and act like a badass. But other than that, it helped a little later on in life because I dated I dated a guy for about like 8 years, and when we broke up, it was just a falling out of, I just felt like I was living with a friend at that point. Like I didn't feel like he cared about me anymore. He wasn't trying to be lovey-dovey anymore. I felt like I was living with a roommate that occasionally fucked me, but very occasionally, because this is 8 years, because I'm a very loyal person. I would never cheat on somebody. I would just break up with them if I wanted to be with somebody else. That's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. But I don't like to hurt people's feelings. I really don't. But gave him 3 chances, talks. After the third one, I was like, all right, I'm out. So, very clear terms. It really was. But he still, I guess, was mad. Left. We had a storage unit together. He left town because part of the reason during this time was I sensed his distance, and I was like, all right. His dad was moving to Florida and had a good job, and he had a chance to go with him and get a good job, and he wanted to go to Florida, but I have naturally red hair and freckles. I went to Florida once on vacation with them, and it was rough for me. I tried not to complain. It's very rough for me in places like that. If you have red hair, you already know. I don't have to tell you. But I don't tan, I burn. And then my freckles turn black. And it's just very rough. And I can get skin cancer. Why would I increase my chances of that? But anyway, so I had already been to Florida and experienced what it had to offer. And I didn't want to live there. But he wanted to. And he was of the type that could live there and be fine. So I wanted him to have a good, nice paying job with his family. And we were already in the midst of what we were doing, you know? He didn't seem like he cared about me anymore. So or wanted to be with me. So after the third chance that I gave him, after the third talk, where I was like, if it doesn't change after this, it's over, I just left and went back with my mom and was like, you go with your family to Florida, get that job, get a better life. And he took a dumbass bitch with him from my town I live in. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I'm going to talk about it, but bitches be crazy. They act like they're your best friend and then they go after the person you've been with for 8 years. Are you fucking shitting me? I said, I don't want you to take any part of the town we live in with you. Go to a new place and start over. And he took I almost said the dirtiest. I fucking mean it. He took the shittiest part of him. Part of him. Sorry, not part of him. Part of this town with him. Because she straight up told me. She was like, I don't want to get into my shit. Because she'll get on here and she'll try to ruin my life because she keeps popping up. And it's actually really scary. So I'd like to have it documented in case it happens. So it's documented now. You try to mess with me in my job again, it's documented. I'm doing my own business. I didn't mention your name. Whatever. Nobody even cares about you anymore. So, anyway. They've since broken up, but as I said they would. But it doesn't matter. She wasted his time, and it just really pissed me off because I was still friends with him, as I would be with anybody I'd ever broken up with. I've had 2 boyfriends in my life. My ex, and the one I've been with for 10 years. So, yeah. I'm a loyal, very loyal person. If someone treats me right and I have no reason to do anything, I am loyal and respectful. I mean, it's just normal to me. I don't know. So, anyway, why did I talk about this? Because this isn't about me. This is about justice for this freaking poor soul. Oh my god, I don't even know why I started this rant.
Lift up the frame and it comes right off the hook. Well, they were both sitting on the couch Christmas Day watching a movie, and he heard this loud noise, and he said he got up off the couch, turned the corner, and him and his dad were already in the door.
Richie
Christmas
enlisted
Day.
his father, Larry, to help him rob Ryan's house on Christmas Day.
Because he got mail? That's all I know about so far. That's all we've heard was the mail.
It's possible that they thought nobody would be home since younger people tend to go spend time at a relative's house on Christmas Day. But just in case, they brought guns with them. One of the incorrect details was that Ryan had a lot of guns, and that's what the Carvers were looking to steal. Ryan had one handgun that he had received from his grandfather, but it was not used during the incident, nor was it stolen. It was recovered by police after Ryan had already been cleared of the crime.
I heard you have a lot of guns in your house. No?
Look at how... Oh my god, this injustice bothers me so much. I have suffered injustice from the cops just simply from having... In my state, we require a vehicle inspection sticker. Simply from not remembering my vehicle inspection was out of date, getting pulled over, and being thoroughly harassed. I mean, thoroughly harassed. And by thoroughly, I mean felt up. I mean a lot of things. And there's also been time I've been pulled over, though. And I had a lovely experience with the 2 officers. I talked to them. They were very kind. And we went about our ways. You just never know who you're going to get. That's what sucks. But he's so cooperative. And it just really bothers me.
Well, you know we're going to look.
Again, the details from the interrogation were passed around like a game of operator, and eventually the reports began saying that Ryan had a lot of guns at his house, but he didn't. Sometime between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. on December 25th, 2006, Richie and Larry Carver popped the latch on the sliding glass door on the back of Ryan's house.
That's what I was talking about. My lock picking. Yeah, I could pop those latches easily. First of all, you don't even need to lock pick on those. I had bent my own, what they call a king pick, and then my own just metal rod, which I used from a windshield wiper. I just tore the metal piece out and bent it and cut it off because I had the tools to do that because I worked in a machine shop. But I bent my own king pick into shape, which I could lock pick a lot of things with. And so when my ex left me, he left a lot of important shit. My diploma from my college, my GED scores, which were the highest in 15 years in the state of PA, and very important to me. I don't even know how you get those back. I'm sure it's a pain in the ass. In a folder in there, our ping pong table, which I mentioned earlier, a bunch of shit that I wanted, a lot of furniture, a brand new couch, brand new, a year-old couch, oh my god, a lot of stuff that I really wanted in a storage unit in town when we came back because we didn't have enough room because we moved into his parents' house while I started my first vet tech job because that's what I went to college for. So, and then he just was getting started with whatever. You scared me, baby girl. But yeah, so I went to he wouldn't give me the key. Like a little bitch. I bet he hates me so much. I text him sometimes and I'll be like, "You're still a little bitch." And I'll be like, "But it's okay. I'm still friends. We're still cool, right? But you're a little bitch." I'm one of those, you know. But I mean well. I do. I'm sure he knows. I would hope he would. Fuck. Between the exes he's been with, my fucking best friend. You never know, men, though. Girls, we never know what men are thinking. But I had this, he didn't pay, and I got a call for the, storage unit. And they said they're going to put it in a sale. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And he couldn't make it to give me the key, even though we both lived in the same damn town. And I think it was because he wanted me to lose my shit. And I was really upset because I lost a lot of important things. Now that I remembered that, he did a lot more fucked up things to me than I ever did to him. I never did anything to him. What the fuck? Why did I feel like I did something mean to him? Or I was like some kind of way? I gave him like so many talks and chances. No. I think my subconscious knew this. Anyway, I lockpicked his padlock that he put on the storage unit. But after he hadn't paid, the storage unit place put a circular padlock on, which is harder to lockpick, which is why they put it on. And I got the first lock off, his lock, threw it away, and the circular one was left. I could not get it off, and I could not cut it off because I wanted my diploma and shit, and I was going to pay backed up bills. I couldn't afford it within that month that I had just found out wasn't paid. Like, I don't know, bunch of bullshit. Anyway, lockpick. Learn it. You might need it later.
And they shot both Ryan and Heather twice in the head. They stole guitars and electronics. The exact items that were stolen weren't able to be listed accurately due to Ryan's brain damage after the shooting, and the items were never recovered. I found no evidence that the Phoenix police
What are these drug addicts? Like, what kind of drug makes you kill somebody? Meth?
ever attempted to recover the items that were stolen from Ryan's house. Ryan and Heather were supposed to go to Dawn's house to have Christmas dinner with his family. Dawn had called Ryan before dinner, but the call went to voicemail. When the family was ready to sit down to dinner, Dawn called again but still got his son's voicemail. Now, having not heard back from Ryan over the course of dinner, Dawn called again, but when he didn't get an answer, he drove to his son's house to check on him. They knocked on the front door but didn't get an answer, so they called 911 to request a welfare check.
It was absolutely...
They knew right away something was wrong. That's how in touch they were with their family.
bizarre timing, but the original, we got there at 10 to 8 and got there, knocked on the door, no response, so called the police and figured we were going to do the right thing and said worried about our son. He hadn't shown up for Christmas dinner, had tried to call him before dinner, during dinner, and after dinner I just said something's got to be wrong. So we went to his house, and he had just moved in a month and a half before, and he had the garage door closed, so I wasn't even sure if he was home or not, but we knocked on the door and everything, no response. So
honestly, if I was a parent, I would have fucking kicked the door in. I've been a child. Not a child, but at least 14. And had to kick my own house's door in. So, or get in a window. But, you do.
Called the police and said, hey, we're worried about our son. This isn't like him. He's not the type of kid that would be passed out drunk or something like that, and just want to make sure that, everything's okay. And you just talked to his dispatcher.
I wonder what he was like before that injury. I wonder if I even want to look into his social media, if it's still there.
That time, so dispatcher said, okay, we'll have an officer get back with you. So we made the call at 10 to 8, so it was about 3.5 hours later, this is 11:30 or so, that the officer finally calls and we tell him what's going on. And they said, okay, we'll come out to the house. So in between that time that we made the original call, we had gone and got some coffee. And
he's been shot.
Sometime in that period, Alicia had come home. So after we got back the second time, we were there.
That's the roommate, Alicia, the third person in the house. And she legitimately... Ryan opened the door, I guess, with the face looking crazy. And she was just like, all right. And thought that Heather was asleep on the couch.
There, and...
Like, do you not have any sense of the world around you?
Police came back, or when we called them, they said, we'll come out to the house. So a half hour later, 2 patrol cars show up, and so... the officers out in front of the house along with us, and they knocked on the doors and windows, and she was home and back in her bedroom, but she didn't realize we were there earlier trying to knock and get in, and she just figured Ryan would get the door.
Through unfortunate timing, Alicia had come home during the 10 to 15 minutes that the Wallers had gone down the street to get some coffee. When they arrived back at the house, they didn't know she was there. It wasn't until 11:30 p.m. that an officer finally called the...
How'd she arrive home in one of these weird-ass old trucks or whatever? This one looks super old, but...
Wallers back regarding the welfare check. They said they would be there at about midnight. Right there was 4 hours where Ryan could have been at the hospital being treated. But that was only the first delay. When police arrived, they didn't get an answer, so they tried to look into the windows.
While we were all standing in front, there were vertical blinds that Ryan had, and there was a fan on, and the blinds were going back and forth real slow like this, and we're all standing there, and this cop's like this with the flashlight looking through the blinds as they're moving. He said, oh, this doesn't look good, I can see a body. And so right away they made us leave the house and the front of the house, and they didn't go in the house right away. They had to get a search warrant. It took about 54 minutes, almost an hour.
They had to get a search warrant for a welfare check?
Because being a rental house and wasn't his house for some reason, the whole thing was ridiculous. But
you can see a body and you're knocking and they're not waking up.
When the police arrive anywhere, if they look into a residence and see a body they believe to be injured or unresponsive, whether it's owned or rented, they have the legal ability to enter that house by any means in order to possibly save that person's life.
I mean, yeah, with the use of like the body cameras that this might have been 2006, I think they said. Nowadays, at least it's easier. You know if it's a crime that they entered or not. Because police will commit crimes 100%. Like I said, I got a channel we're going to be watching.
Life. It's called exigent circumstances, and it's specifically intended for this exact.
They'll come in your house if your door is cracked open and they come do a welfare check. They'll just walk right in. They can do that if your door is open. Because it's like some kind of weird circumstance. Basically what he said, exigent or whatever the hell.
Situation. Never in any case I've ever researched have I heard a story where an officer saw an unresponsive body inside a house during a welfare check and then spent nearly an hour getting a search warrant before entering the home.
Yep.
There's another hour Ryan could have been at the hospital being treated.
Yep.
I've written about a case where officers smelled something funny during a welfare check, so they entered the house. Then, they still didn't rush in to attempt to save the unresponsive person they had seen through the window. They called out a department locksmith to pick the lock on the front door. When that was unsuccessful, they moved around to the back of the house.
Bitch couldn't pick a lock? I just said I could when I was 14. Okay.
And tried to pick a lock on one of the back doors. The house had two back doors, a vinyl slider that entered into the kitchen, and a single door that entered into the master bedroom. When police started trying to pick the lock on the back door, Ryan heard the noise and opened the door.
There's now 10.
Poor Ryan was hanging on.
10 police cars on the scene and a helicopter flying overhead. And they go into the house, and for the last 53 minutes, hour or so, I'm crying thinking that's my son's body that they see. Yeah. And they go into the house, and about 3 minutes later, they come out with somebody in handcuffs, and I wasn't sure with my son because after they made us leave the front of the house, they put crime scene tape up from the house on either side of him. He's at the very end of a cul-de-sac, so we were maybe 50, 75 feet back, and I was on one side of the cul-de-sac, and his mother was on the other side, and
I don't care.
As they're bringing this person out, I could see the side of whoever's face, whoever they were bringing out, I could see there was damage to the face, and his mom that was on the other side, she said, "That's Ryan." And so as they put in the police car, I tried to go into the police car, and this officer comes up and he says, "Don't you dare go near that car." And I'm crying. I'm saying, "Sir, I just want to see if my son's okay and what's going on." And he yells at me, "We're doing an investigation. You stay away from that car." And I tried to take another step towards the car to go see him because I'm very upset, obviously. And the officer steps in front of me, chest bumps me, and he says, take another step, and he's taunting.
I have a problem with authority. When someone does stuff like this to me, like what he just described to me, and it might not bode well for me, but everybody is the same and equal to me in my eyes. It's hard for me. I had to go for like a traffic ticket one time, and it was hard for me to understand that the magistrate doing the traffic ticket for the inspection, I didn't have an inspection sticker because I forgot to get it inspected on my car. It was hard for me to believe that that person really had the right to do anything to me, just because, I don't know, we're all human, and I wasn't really doing anything very wrong, and I was like, so you can
me, and here I'm crying,
cost me hundreds of dollars, and this entire day I spent sitting here. Why? I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to believe that somebody has more authority than I do as a human being. Just because I'm a human being, and I feel like I have a good moral compass. And if you have a good moral compass, then I kind of don't understand what the issue is. So sorry, I was looking at the time because sometimes it takes longer to upload stuff. But the longer it gets, I don't know if we can make it through this. I talk a lot. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know.
Grown man, I'm crying because I worried about my son. So I stepped back and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to go to jail on Christmas night, and he's in the police car. So about 5 minutes later, a fire truck and an ambulance pull up and they go into the house and come out of the house maybe 5-10 minutes later, and they drive off, and Ryan's still sitting in the police car.
Okay, sorry. I keep pausing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry! Sorry. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm Canadian now. Sorry. Sorry. But, sorry. I was outside last year, the first year I had this house I just moved into. And, I see my neighbors right across the street from me a few times. They like to burn garbage a lot. And the one guy had like tribal tattoos. And he had a girlfriend, I guess. I thought there was a child. I don't remember if it was a girl or a boy at this point. I remember their car. It was like a... It's like an SUV, but like very pointy. But not that super pointy one. But I was outside putting up stuff for the stray cats. I was setting up like traps and food and stuff on my porch because I would feed them. And I was trapping them to spay and neuter them and then release them again so they wouldn't keep contributing to like a neighborhood colony. And I saw police all over the road. The entire road. And then I see ambulance pull up. It wasn't a coroner, ambulance. But they came out with a body bag on a stretcher. And they took it. So, it doesn't have to be a coroner. Ambulance can come up, take the body. I don't even know, maybe even possibly a paramedic type SUV can come and take the body. But I was like, oh my God. I was like, I saw a female crying outside and I was like, no. I was like, something happened to him, didn't it? I was like, he looked like my Hawaiian tattooed dude. And I never found out what happened. He was gone. And she was gone within the week. And obviously I wasn't going to go bother him. It's just ridiculous considering I never really talked to them that much. And I wasn't going to traumatize them. And it's just, I mean, when a body bag is coming out if you're there. Okay, I'm getting very tired.
And nobody looked at him, but I'm thinking, well, that's a good thing. They're not taking anyone to the hospital. I don't know Heather's dead inside the house at all. I know nothing like that.
That's a good thing. No, they killed him.
They drive off, and then
I hope this
I get
man
an
is
officer's
rich
attention.
now.
And I said, sir, will you please just let me see my son? I want to see if he feels okay. And he says, your son's fine. He just has a black eye.
The paramedics went directly into the house and confirmed that Heather was dead. They didn't check on Ryan at all. They just got back in their vehicles and left. The Wallers were told to go home because it would be hours before they would be able to talk to their son. Ryan had been handcuffed and placed in a patrol vehicle at about 1 a.m. He sat there for about 4 hours until the lead detective on the scene, Detective Paul Dalton, told an officer to take Ryan to the...
That's what it looks like. I can actually see it. Look. Shot. Boom. Through here. Exited. Because exit wounds are often bigger than entry wounds on a body. They just are. I mean, that's how it goes. I don't know how much you know. I'm surprised by the amount of blood on his shirt. Really shocked. If this is how they originally found him. But, yeah. Through here. This eye surprisingly looks fine. How he lost both eyes had to be because of the long ass time that he waited to be seen, which fucks me up. Can you imagine? Lose your eyesight. Close your eyes. Close them for a minute. Try and walk to your bathroom. Close your eyes. Close them for 10 minutes. Try and go get a drink. That in and of itself fucked him. And then, I mean, how do you not take someone like this to the hospital? I am flabbergasted. Hole. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. Literally in a straight line. Boom, boom, boom. Right here. The eye was still intact. It fractured this orbital socket. Cracked it, I'm guessing, around here. Which is a very... right in the corner is a very important part. A straight line is a much easier part to heal, depending on how it's fractured. But, especially right in the corner, it's a different area. I mean, it's just simple. But, boom, boom, boom. I thought it was boom, shot through the nose, and then shot through the eye, maybe here or here, depending. Because it didn't seem like his eye was jelly or anything like that. Not that they would know, since I didn't see anybody lift up his eye, but who knows. Blood on his shirt. Blood coming down. What a strong man. Oh my god, I can't even imagine. I don't know what this shadow is here, or what someone did to this image, but oh my god, if I was this boy's mother, I hope they got all the fucking justice they deserve, because my god. We're gonna find out about it later, because I have to work tomorrow. Unfortunately. So, I'm gonna go, and I'm very tired now. And I'm gonna go make myself one of my famous salad sandwiches, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. It's kind of a fucked up thing to go to sleep on, though. Someone give me something good to watch before sleep. I ran out of stuff to watch, like Family Guy. I used to watch Family Guy. I used to watch... This is just to go to sleep. This is not normal things I've watched. This is the stuff I would watch that I didn't care if I passed out during. Because I'm one of those people that used to require TV being on. But, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, shoot. Oh, Tish. You vanished. You vanished, buddy. So, okay. Family Guy, Bob's Burgers. Oh, I can hear. I can hear. And then, sorry, it is cold in my house. It was cold, and now I just don't care. But, oh my god, my neck. Oh, sweet Jesus. All of that. Rick and Morty, I've watched. I really liked, what was that alien show? Oh my god. Did it have 2 seasons? About the 2 aliens? Oh, not the 2. The 4 aliens that came to Earth from their planet. They accidentally crashed on Earth with their pupa. What the hell was that name? And then, what is it called? Sweet dogs barking. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. All of a sudden. Really tired. Because I was like super not used to working for like 7 months. At least. So, yeah. I'm trying my best. But I want to have time for everybody. I promise time to. Because I'm not a liar. I'm like, fully non-functional. I'm too tired and too hungry. So, I'm gonna have to do a part 3. I'm sorry. I didn't want to. I really didn't, but I can't. I can't. There's not even anybody here to talk to. Not even a Tish. Not even, oh snap. What's his name? I don't know. I'm about to name your ass Sven if you don't. You don't tell me your real name. The guy I talk to in Turkey all the time. Not all the time, but when I come online, you know what I mean? Oh my god, I got massively tired so quickly. I didn't even know that was possible. And I'm very cold. I think it's because I'm just, it happens. If you're a girl, you know what I mean. But, alright, so, have a good night. And sorry, it was a very sad and dramatic story. This time, again, I want to finish this out. I'm very upset I found out he was dead after losing both eyes and suffering through all that. Nothing is going to help that. Nothing. Not even if I finish this. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to. What are they going to do? Go to jail? Woohoo. Woo freaking who. I say let both parents go after him. Put him in a room with them for like 10 minutes. I'm serious. I don't care. Put them in a room with the parents for 10 minutes. That should be their sentence. Yep. I don't care. If you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. And that is one of my philosophies in life. Because I will never dish it out to somebody who is ever undeserving. Unless somebody dishes it out to me, I will dish it back, because if they dish it out, they can take it, right? But I always try to be really kind, and I like to be supportive of people. I like to see people smile. I really do. It's one of my favorite things. So sometimes it gets really deep with these talks on this stuff, because it's just hard, you know? It messes me up a little bit sometimes. But, okay. I'm gonna go, because I'm tired. I'm gonna go make my famous salad sandwich. So, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you in part 3. Bye. Just thinking of that song, sorry. Sang it on my YouTube. Story.